Wow, day 23. Has the last 3 weeks gone. Today's the day that I got my histology results back, and it has been a long day because it wasn't till the afternoon that I was meeting with my surgeon to get all the results. So it was really hard today, trying to find things to do, keep myself busy without thinking in the back of my head the what ifs. In fact, I did drag my husband out early and said, no, let's get you there early. In fact, which was a really stupid idea because we sat in the waiting room only for about 5 minutes, but in those short 5 minutes, I found myself becoming nauseous, feeling faint, feeling dizzy as I got myself quite wound up, thinking, oh, here we go. So it was really great to get into Brigette's office and to hear that it was all good news. All good news as far as cancer goes. It was all good news. I ticked all the boxes for all wanting the right things to be happening. I'm HER2 negative, which is it really puts me in a really good group. I'm also progesterone and estrogen positive, which means that they're both receptive to treatments. It puts me in a really, really good position for getting through this. So I'm quite certain that they've got rid of everything, that there was no tissue left behind. My nodes are absolutely clear. The two that they've went on and further tested, they're absolutely happy with those. So I've kind of like come away thinking, finally some good news, as good as it gets for being told you've got cancer. Grade 2, so nothing had really changed, no surprises. It's exactly what they were expecting. What they did say, though, is the fact that that they've just about quite sure that they've got everything and it's not on my nose, whether or not they're going to do chemo. So she said I'm kind of like sitting on the fence as to what they'll actually do, whether or not they say yay or nay. They might actually just go for some radiation, or the other option, well, it's not another option. The other thing I have to do is that I've got to do 5 years of this pill, which I've been really trying to avoid because my mother-in-law has been having it, and watching her have these terrible hot flushes is just, I just don't want to take it. I just don't want it. Yeah, I know that different pills react different with different people, but for me, I just really don't want to take this pill. And so I'm kind of like saying to Brigitte, well, actually, what if I do chemo? Would that cut my time down from 5 years on this pill to 2.5? And out the corner of my eye, I could see the cancer nurse shaking her head at me. And I said, don't you shake your head at me out the corner of my eye. If I do chemo, will it drop this down to just 2.5 years on these damn pills? No, Sarah, you don't get a choice here. You're going to be taking them for 5 years. Well, what if I did chemo and radiation? Could I drop it down to maybe just 2 years? No, Sarah, you're going to be taking these pills for 5 years. I'm thinking, well, we're not taking the pills today, so we'll talk about that later, shall we? I'm really quite determined that I don't want to take them. But on the same token, if it's going to get me through, if it's going to just absolutely give me further protection, yeah, I know I'll take them. But for me right now, nah, I don't want them. But let's get through the other lot of treatment, and then I'm sure that they will convince me that it is the right thing to do. So my scar is healing really well, but last night I did have a few issues with it. It did get a bit pussy looking and a bit weepy, so I did shoot in and have it checked. It seems like it is okay, that it is healing fine, that I could really benefit from getting it out in the sun. So really lucky that we have no neighbours anywhere nearby, that we just got paddocks all around us, so I can get out there in the sun once it stops raining and get a bit of sun on it. My specialist today was really happy with how it's healing. Some of the things I need to start doing is really moving the arm more and really just pushing it beyond that pain barrier. Just because what they're wanting me to do is to really break down all the scar tissue so I don't get any build up of scar tissue, so I get that full movement back. So over this next few weeks I'm going to start getting into that, start maybe doing a bit of physio. I really want to get my strength back. I really want to be able to start moving around and lifting and doing more things. It still hurts to do things like taking my t-shirt off and things is actually quite difficult. Getting it on is fine, but getting it off actually does still take a lot longer than what it would normally take. It'll be great so it's not this Friday coming up, it's the following Friday that I see my oncologist. And while I'm looking forward to getting on and getting moving with whatever treatment that I need to have, I'm also slightly gutted as well, because in March I actually turned 40, and I had planned on having a really big themed 40th birthday party. And prior to all this whole knowledge of this whole breast cancer thing, I'd been planning this themed 40th party around doctors and nurses and hospitals, seeing that was our life in regards to Maddie. And I'd been doing lots of ideas about all these different really cool things that we were going to be doing for it. And so I'm kind of like thinking, great, by March I will be maybe into round 2 or round 3 of my chemo, and I just won't be able to be surrounded by people that may have bugs. And so that 40th birthday party might just have to be put on hold. But we'll wait and see.